What's up, man? Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
I appreciate
man.
it.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, so you're not the only person that can't find this place. That's why it's kind of like a speakeasy. You know what I mean? You got to like knock on some doors.
For sure. Ask around.
I've had people literally like all the way down the street. So at least you found it.
Yeah.
And you got in the front door.
Yeah. I didn't go that far. I went to the little factory thing and asked them, and then they walked me down here. And
that's nice of them.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell everyone who you are, man?
Dimitrius, Lynch. Is there a camera?
No, you got three, man. You don't need to look at it.
Yeah,
the camera's already on you. You're good.
I'm Dimitrius Lynch. I go by Mitro. I'm a music producer, born and raised in Los Angeles, California. I live in the IE now since a teen. So my roots are in LA, but my branches and leaves are in the IE. I run a record label, with about 5 artists currently. And I also have a social media marketing agency as well.
Nice.
Where we specialize in like organic, targeted growth. You know, I know there's a lot of people that you see popping in your DM, like, I can get you 10K followers for $20. Like, I'm nothing like those people. I give people real, targeted connections. You know what I mean? I believe this podcast connection was a part of that happening. You know?
Yeah?
Yeah, I believe that's kind of how we met.
Is that how you came across us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I get a lot of interactions on my page because basically how it works, like my page basically interacts with about 5,000 to 10,000 people every day by viewing their story, liking their story, commenting on their pages, like customized comments. We send out automatic DMs. So I do this for myself, my own artists, all my clients, you know, so it's more to drive leads. So for myself, I'll be wanting to get on more podcasts, more, you know, connect with more entrepreneur types and stuff. So I don't know if I reached out personally because I saw this podcast or if it was my agency, because I speak with a lot of people every day. Like, so
well, that's the problem is like is when AI, like 4 or 5 years ago, we used to do like the auto reply with AI, and it just wasn't as good as it is today.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And then people
now.
used to like know it was AI, and they'd ask like the same follow-up question.
Yeah.
So then we just had to like scrap that.
Yeah.
This show is sponsored by Resilient Real Estate Group, powered by EXP. So, you're thinking about buying and selling soon? Yes, we know you probably know a realtor, your mom's best friend's cousin's neighbor, puts her face on the local shopping cart. But you know what? Our friends at Resilient Real Estate Group have helped hundreds of thousands of people sell houses over the years, and they definitely know what they're doing based on their 5-star review on Google and Zillow. So, it doesn't matter if you're looking to buy $1 million house or a fixer-upper, make sure the next time you're thinking about buying and selling real estate, you give our friends a call over at Resilient Real Estate Group. And now we're back to the show.
Now it works so good that people are like, well, how do I know your service works? And I'm like, you're here talking to me now. Yeah. No, I'm here because you liked my story. And I'm like, I didn't like your story. I didn't see your page. My page interacts with thousands of people every day. So people see that and they see that interaction. My page is verified. So they see the blue check in their stories. So they're like, who's this Mitro, the CEO guy, checking me out? So they come over to my page and they start looking at my content. They see me in the studio with Dr. Dre. They see my lifestyle and what I'm doing. So they're like, and if they're an artist, they're looking at me like, oh, this guy's interested in my music. Now, from my perspective, I didn't see them at all, right? So then they'll follow me, and then I have an automatic DM message that says, hey, you followed me because you were interested in growing your Instagram account? And then they're like, oh, yeah, I do want to grow my page. I've seen your content. Da-da. I'm like, okay, well, here's my link, my website, and da-da-da-da. You could go straight to it. Well, is it real? And da-da. Yeah, like it works like this. Oh, and I have to kind of
it's just too hard. Like I can't even keep up with this podcast sometimes. Like people hit me up in the DMs and I'll like forget because it might not show up, or I'll check it really quick and then not get back to someone, or and it's like if you're trying to really grow, it's just there's too many people.
Yeah, exactly. And the motto is like on social media, you have to show love to receive love, and like. The reason we use bots and AI and stuff now, a lot of people feel like it's really taboo and you shouldn't do that, or it's not organic.
Yeah.
It's like the bots are there to be consistent for us. Like we can't sit there all day and like find the exact people that we want. You have to sit on Instagram all day. But if you have the bot and the software there to do it for you, they can retrieve the people you want, and that gives you more time to just make genuine connections and move your business forward. And then you can even use tools like ManyChat along with my service so we interact with my page, they'll follow, then we send them an automatic DM, and if they say yes or no, then ManyChat can kind of come in from there, and based off what they say, like you'd never have to really speak with them, and the system can lead them to your website for your products and services. You know what I mean? So I try to show people a lot more of that, especially independent artists, you know, because these are all things I learned out of necessity from my own music career. I'm a music producer first. I'm a young Dr. Dre, Diddy, Pharrell, Kanye West. I'm more of that than I am some social media guy. But back in 2015, I was like struggling to be heard, like, because I had done a lot of records for people like Dom Kennedy, Glasses Malone, J-Rock, like a lot of West Coast LA artists. And then I was thinking like, man, if the rappers and stuff that follow these guys on Instagram knew about me, they would buy my music. So I was like, man, so I figured out a way to like using software to like do that specific thing. I learned about like having a target audience and how specific that is and how important. It's not about having random followers on social media.
Well, it's like the thing going viral. Like everyone's like, I want to go viral.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, like I got to speak at an event in September in front of people. And like everyone always wants to go viral. And I'm like, okay, well, 20,000 views from people outside of Riverside or the IE mean absolutely nothing to me.
Nothing.
But if I could get like 4,000 of just people from Riverside, like that's impactful.
Exactly.
So like viral, it's like cool. A lot of people go viral, but if it's not in the people in your area that could use your services,
and I care about what you're
then
doing,
what does it really matter?
Yeah,
it's just that one view.
Exactly.
And then it's gone.
It's the clout that people want. Like I got my Instagram page to over 100,000 followers. It took me 5 years. I grew my page a consistent 30 to 50 followers a day by having like a strategy. I never went viral. I have a wife and kids, and I'm in the studio all the time. I'm pretty low key, but everybody around me, I have more followers, more attraction than everybody, and I do it because I have systems set up in place. So when I'm trying to show artists how to use these systems in place, a lot of times I get a lot of pushback on like, oh, I'm gonna do it organically, and it's like, you've been on Instagram for 10 years and you still have 1,800 followers. Whatever you're doing, that's not working.
Well, and it's like, but then it's like you're taking things away from what's really making you money, and that's the music.
Exactly.
So it's like, and you're probably not making enough money to hire someone to be in your DMs all the time and manage your stuff.
Exactly.
So it's like, you can't do all of it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And they don't understand the power of having a team. I signed a couple of my artists on my label because of my marketing agency. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's just the understanding of like using these tools and the benefits. A lot of artists be spending money on music videos and buying clothes and just stuff that don't really move their career forward. And really they need a producer, a place to record their music, an engineer. You need a videographer, and then you need marketing. You need a team. You need people to see you. People be spending $5,000 on a music video, and then I look at it, and it has 200 views 2 years later.
Yeah.
And it's like, you should have just shot the video for $100 and spent $5,000 marketing it. Like, you know what I mean? So at least more people see it and are be able to become a fan of you, you know what I mean? Or at least balance it in some way. People think I'm just going to post, and it's just going to organically happen, and there is no more organic.
Dude, and I'll tell you this, after you pay to play, they know.
Yeah.
And like people are like, oh, my stuff's not working as much. And I knew after I stopped, after I ran some campaigns or whatever, I'm like, if you boost one post and they know you'll pay to boost, they're going to crush your organic. So then you pay to play again.
That's the whole game on social media. Like, is like people don't realize like if you are on these platforms for free, you are the product. Yeah. You know, there's a dope, really cool documentary on Netflix called The Social Dilemma. Everybody should watch it. It'll make you look at social media totally different. And it makes you see how we're all just cattle to, we're playing an attention game. Their job is just to keep you on attention. So when, long story short, like Threads just dropping, they're going to have the algorithm be wide open so people can go viral, so you can have success stories. So it makes it seem like, oh, this is the cool place to be.
It's the new TikTok.
Everything is going on here, right? So then after years, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years of having you on the platform, they slowly start to kill the engagement and the reach. So you start feeling like, damn, I'm not getting as many likes as I used to. Then they lean you towards that buying the boost and buying that. Yeah. And then all that does is show your content to more of your own followers. I've ran ads plenty of times on Instagram, Facebook, and my friends be like, hey, bro, I keep seeing your ad. And I'm like, why? Or y'all seeing my ad? Like, you already follow me and know of me. I want new people to see me. That's the whole thing that my service, Biz Talk, does. It's called Biz Talk, too, because it's short for business talk. It's not about followers and all that. I make business connections happen, like conversations where you're going to make money and meet the people that you need to move your career forward. You know what I mean? And we're not, instead of, like, let's say, if you use a Facebook ad to reach 100,000 to 250,000 people in your target audience, what do you think that would cost monthly?
Monthly?
Yeah.
Is that for the month?
Yeah, for a whole month. 100,000 to 250,000 reach.
Reach, I would say 300 a month.
Yeah, that's about fair.
Yeah.
300 to 500.
Yeah.
So my service is only $197 a month, right? And on your Instagram will basically act as the bot and interact with 5 to 10,000 people per day. You do the math over 30 days, it's 100,000 to 250,000 people. From that, about 1% will follow you. So on average, I bring people about 1,000 to 2,000 followers a month, of your target audience. Your job then is to connect with those people, build rapport with them.
Well, that's why it's the consistency of posting.
Exactly.
You got to have we talk, in our space with real estate, people always like posting whatever. And what I don't understand is if I did not have a job that I have, I would never be on social media.
Yeah.
Like I love you all the time. Like I've looked at your page, you know what I mean? It's like strictly business. Like I think people don't realize every post I make is for a reason.
Exactly.
It's not just random.
It's
a reason. It's the reason why I do it because but then the problem is then I look at people's pages and I go like, okay, why is that person posting that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They don't get it.
And they don't
realize how big business social media is.
Yes.
People think it's a place you hang out on.
No.
Social media is strictly a place to go make money at.
That's all it is.
Like flat out. And if you're not doing that, you're playing yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and even with my agency, I have an affiliate program. So like if you sign up for the 197, you can refer other people, and then you refer those people. I'll pay you $50 off of that. Every month that person pays the bill, you get that $50.
Well, because it's cheaper than advertising money.
Yeah, and then it becomes like a passive residual income for my clients as well. And then they start making money online in the sense of like, dang, there's 2.8 billion people on Instagram. How many of them want organic followers, connection, engagement? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody, that's the currency of the platform. You post, you look 30 minutes later, see how many likes you got. You look a day later, you look at your comments, you post on your story, you look an hour later to see who's watching your story. You know what I mean? All of these things.
I've gotten rid of it. Like, I don't look anymore. I just don't even care. Like, I look at now, it's like the game we've been playing. That's why we started this podcast actually was like, that's the way, like, having other people on here, then them sharing our content, and then their friends who I know are also from this area, then start following us.
Yeah.
And then in our podcast, because this doesn't make me any money, it's just the real estate company pays for it.
Yeah.
And then in the 2 minutes into the podcast, we run an ad for my real estate company.
I get you.
And then people are like, well, how are you picking? I'm like, dude, I'm providing something to be on someone else's page.
Exactly.
Then their followers see it, and then they go like.
Yeah.
So then
the psychology of it all. Yeah.
100%.
Even for me, it's like, I think I did see somebody else I knew or somebody on here, and maybe they posted it, and I was like, I should be on there.
Yeah.
I'm doing something.
But
big
that's
out here,
what I'm saying is
right?
like, and then there's no other really podcast like Riverside is. There's not. I mean, this is in LA, right?
Exactly.
Or LA, it's like I got a podcast.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was getting my haircut today, and someone's like, I should start a podcast. I'm like, good luck. And they're like, what do you mean? I go, it is so much harder than you think. She's like, really? I go, I have a team, I have a studio, I have all this stuff.
Yeah.
I go, but I still have to find guests, pay for Calendarly link to set up all these things. I got to do this. We got to post. We got to put on Spotify. I'm like,
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's way more than what you think it is.
It's way more than people think it is.
That's the same with my agency, with social media. I'm like, you can't, it's a lot. It's so
if you
nuanced.
think just posting once a day is going to make you go.
Yeah.
And the hard part about it is, like, I had, what's his name? Jay from Riverside on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had Jay on here. And, like, his content is what goes viral on those platforms. Like, I tell realtors all the time, I'm like, you're not going to go viral talking about the new loan product. Like,
exactly. It has to be cool in some type of way.
I always tell people all the time, I'm never going to go viral over, like, a news real estate video. Like, it's not cool. It's not, like, it's not like, oh, hell no, that's not true, whatever.
Compelling.
Yeah, it's not compelling. It's just, but the people who do follow me, and when they need this service, they've been seeing me consistently post for a long time, then they're going to, we used to run, some of the best thing I always say, like, when you walk into a restaurant, like, oh, you're the guy that, like, oh, so you do see my ads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because we used to just run ads for Riverside.
Yeah.
Like, or on YouTube or whatever, but only in Riverside. I don't need to go viral. I don't want to go viral.
It's just like you said, like, if you have a match and you light it and throw one across the room, throw one here, they'll just burn out. If you put a group of them right here and then you light one, then you have a bigger flame. You know what I mean? I even try to tell artists that with their fan base and stuff, like, growing just in your area and stuff. Stop trying to have fans all over these other places and stuff. Get hot at home first, and then those people.
Well, because then you do that, then you do meetups, then you post the meetups, and then people
other
are like,
people see
then
it.
they're like, oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Because then you tag people in it, then that gets shared on your story, and then that's how it.
Exactly. Even me reaching out to coming on here is like, people just seeing me posting this clip on my Instagram, they're like, dang, he's getting interviewed.
Yeah, 100%.
He must be really important.
Well, that's the thing.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't know how many subscribers the channel.
No,
they don't know how many views. They don't even care.
They don't even care.
Yeah, it's just the fact that hey, there's a cool
light,
setup.
There's Rogan mics. Like, one of the big things, we used to do headphones, but then like people are like, oh, people would just put their headphones on, like, oh, I can hear my voice. They're like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And like, so then that was something else. Is like we got to speak. I mean, we're speaking at an event tomorrow. And we're speaking at one, but like there might be only like 150 people there, but like people are gonna see me on a stage and be like, oh, he must be doing it.
Exactly.
It's just perception.
Perception is everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So once you know how to manipulate that in a certain degree, like, and you can get what you want. Really, it's kind of simple. It's like you were saying, like, man, the problem now is getting more people. Now that you know me, I can take care of the Instagram part. That problem's completely solved.
Or then it's like, you know, when people get done, I always ask, like, hey, is there anyone you know that would want to be on this podcast? They're like, oh, I had this person, I have this person, I have this person. Like, all right, cool. And then it's like, it makes my job easier because they already vetted me with someone else. Like this, because when we first started, it was kind of hard to be like, okay, what is this? Like, what is, you know what I mean? Like, what kind of podcast is this actually real?
Yeah,
you know,
you got to build it.
You got to build it.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
So now that you obviously have the music and you have the marketing stuff, and they kind of mostly go together. You know, I don't think people realize, like, you could be really good at something, but if you suck at marketing, or you don't have a team behind you, like, there's a lot of good rappers. There's a lot of good whatever. You know what I mean? Like. So for you, like, what's more passionable right now? Both, or?
My passion is the music. Like, my grandfather was in the music industry. He was in a singing group in the 50s and 60s called the Platters. You know, they were a big singing group back then. So the music is what I, like, love. I've been doing music since I was 20. I'm 39 now. So I've done a lot of records and stuff like that, but I've also not blown up and made it to this mainstream level. So I've learned a lot of things and being able to be like a fly on the wall in a lot of rooms. So I kind of learned to stop trying to approach this as like a lottery ticket. So, and then the agency was born out of my necessity for my own music. And then once I was selling beats for myself from 2015 to 2017, I was like, I used to just tell people like, hey, you know, you can send automatic likes to people in comments, and like, they'd be like, no.
Yeah.
Like, so what? And I'm like, I'm like making money though. Like, people are buying my beats, and like, oh, that's cool. Like, whatever. And I'm like, this is weird. Like, I'm making a couple $1,000s a month, like, and people straight off Instagram. So then I realized, like, okay, if I start an agency to like do this for other people, then to be honest, it's like, one, I would help out a lot of people, and then two, I would make money for myself. So when I first started, I was like, man, if I had 100 people pay me $100 a month, that'd be 10 grand a month. And I was like, if I'm addicted to this like this, they just don't know it exists. So I just have to like inform people, like share the information. Once I share it, people are instantly like, I've been looking for someone like you. You know what I mean? So now I'm at almost 250 clients that pay $197. You know what I mean? So 200 clients, $200 a month. So I'm doing well for myself, and then I'm able to use that money to like fund my agency and stuff. You know what I mean? And then I wanted to get paid the way T-Mobile gets paid, Sprint. How they just get a every month they get that $200. You don't think about not paying them.
You don't even think about it. Exactly. I have a buddy of mine, and I met him a few years ago. And the day I met him, he was renting out a house for a month on the beach, like overlooking the cliff. I walk in, fucking Lambo, it was a Lambo, a Rolls Royce, and a Bentley. And I was like, who the heck am I like about to go hang out with right now? And he's a super cool guy. He's like 40. We're chatting. I'm like, what do you, like, I got to ask, like, what do you do, you know? And he's like, I do student loan debt. He goes, I have 5,000 people that pay me $35 a month, and we manage their student loan debt. And then he goes, and every month,
subscription.
Subscription
models
people.
Is it.
And I go, dang, like, that's where it's at, dude.
Yeah, subscription
and
models.
And it's a low enough number. It's like your LA. I haven't been to LA Fitness in like 6 months. I still pay the $39 a month. Jerks. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, I see the
every time you see it going, you're like, fuck, I gotta cancel it.
Cancel that. But then you know what they do? They go like, oh, you need to come in. You got to come in to cancel. You can't just cancel over the phone.
Yeah, they make it difficult.
Yeah, they make it difficult. Do you ever have struggles? Like we were using a system once for auto text messages that came in. Like when someone followed us, we would send them a message automatically. And then like that company got shut down because like Instagram like knew it was like spammy and stuff. Do you ever have any of those issues?
Only time is if a client is doing actions while we're doing actions, because I have to log in. I have like my own software. This is my own proprietary thing. I have to pay for proxies. I have to pay for servers. You know what I mean? So to be able to mask so that Instagram can't see that I'm managing 200 plus clients.
Got it.
You got to think, if I have 200 clients doing 5,000 actions a day, I'm interacting with about 1 million accounts a day just from me engaging and interacting with. So I'm sure some of my clients have probably looked at your story or engaged with your page in some way, and maybe you noticed or maybe you didn't. But the only time is if I'm sending out likes or doing something, and then you try to duplicate the same actions, because it'll
show that you're in 2 different spots.
Yeah, and then Instagram's like, wait, I thought you said you were in Texas. So how are you doing actions from Riverside? You know what I'm saying? So it's certain things like we'll say don't do. Mainly the reason you'll be hiring me is to bring you leads for your business. This isn't a vanity play. Like, I just want followers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you paying $197 for 1,000 followers, you're gonna feel like I'm just wasting money. But if you're getting 1,000 leads that could be wanting to buy something from you, you're making way more money. You're gonna be like, oh, this is easy to pay for this, and I don't have to go find these people. They're just in my DM constantly. So the worst case scenario is like an action block, maybe for 24 hours if someone starts duplicating things. But I've never lost anybody's page, never got a page deleted. You know what I mean? We fly under the radar. And
you know I can waste no time, because I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, because I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, because I gotta keep it tight. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me.
I wish I could start my page over, to be honest. I really do. I made a big mistake when this was a handful of years ago when you needed 10K to swipe up.
Oh yeah.
And I had like 6 at the time, and
so I bought like fake followers.
I bought fake
followers. So it kills your engagement.
It killed it, and then like I swear to God, like 2 weeks later they got rid of the swipe up, and I was like.
Well, I'll tell you even why that happens, why the engagement and stuff. There's something called a trust score. So people that like don't buy fake followers.
It's
like,
the worst.
Do not buy 10,000.
But here's the thing.
20,000.
I admit it.
Yeah.
Like when people go like, you have so many followers, I'm like, yeah, they're bought.
Yeah.
And what sucks is I think I'm over, because this was like 4 years ago. I for sure am over 10K because I have never have never dropped. And obviously I'm going to lose some of those fake followers. I've never dropped my followers. So I know I'm going back up. But it sucks because now it's like doesn't mean as much. Oh man, this sucks. If I could go back, I would never have done that.
For sure, because you ruin your trust score. So this is how it works. A lot of people do not know how Instagram works. So when you post, they show your content to a small number of your followers to see how they're going to react.
Yeah.
And you get a score based on how long they look at it, if they like it, if they comment on it, if they share it. The biggest thing is sharing. If they share it, like if somebody shares it to somebody else,
puts
like,
on the story or whatever. Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing that gets the most points. Then it will be comments. Then it will be likes. So if you have, say you genuinely have 1,000 followers and you buy 9,000 fake followers just to get to 10K, right? Mm-hmm. So now when you post, Instagram takes all of your followers. They don't know what's bots and because even though it's a bot page, it just means somebody created it and it's not really active.
It's not active, yeah.
They just see it. The Instagram's algorithm just sees it as a page, right?
Yeah.
So they'll show it to 200 of your followers, like 1 to 3%, right? So 200 followers. So if 90% of your followers are fake, out of that 200 they showed it to, maybe 180 of them are the bot followers.
Yeah.
Then 20 of your real audience sees it. Out of that 20, 3 like it. In one, so then Instagram sees it as, hey, we just showed this to 300 people, 3 people liked it. This content must be crappy,
and we don't want to push it out.
So let's not push it out to nobody else, and nobody else is going to see it. So it's better to have 1,000 followers and get, however many people they show it to. If they show it to 200 people, and then 80 people engage, and 10 people leave a comment, 4 people share it. Now they're like, okay, this is like something worthwhile sharing, and they'll show up more in the timeline, and that's how things start to hit the Explorer page.
Yeah, and that's why I've told people, that's why I don't think people process like the like TikTok houses and the Instagram houses, like all those people and I try to explain to people, but it's like they can't buy into it, but it's like if you have 20 people and every time one of you guys posts, the 19 other go share, comment, and like on it.
Exactly.
That will spring load it to everyone else. But to try to find 19 other people
Yeah.
that want to do it every single time.
That's why engagement groups exist too.
Exactly. That's engagement groups.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because then the people start to get into engagement groups to make up for the bot followers or whatever, so that it gives the impression of. But then even those comments aren't. They're not genuine.
Yeah, you got to have a certain amount. It can't just be like fire emojis. Like it has to be an actual comment.
Yeah, so it's like that's why what I do, everything is completely organic. Like since your page is continually engaging with people, people feel like you're genuinely showing them love.
Yeah.
So they come back and genuinely show you love. You know what I mean? They'll look at your post. Like one of my artists, she has like 11,000 followers. She has posts on her page with 3,000, 4,000 likes, 400 comments, because we're targeting female rappers for her. So then all the female rappers fans, her page is engaging with. So then they come look at her and they're like, oh, they think, especially if you're a girl, if a girl likes somebody's story and it's a guy, he's gonna think she's flirting, she's trying to get my attention.
Sure.
So then they come to her page and they're like, this girl's like checking me out. So they spam all her pictures, comment on this, and that
trying to get attention.
Exactly. Yeah. So then when you have your page is doing that to thousands of people, you have hundreds of people coming by your page every day. So you can look at her post from 2-3 months ago and you're like, you don't see nobody on Instagram with 10, 11,000 followers and they got 4,000 likes, unless it is an engagement group or something. This is all my one system because people don't know this exists. So they don't even know they're getting, it's like fishing.
Well, it's just like,
they don't know they're biting on the hook.
Even Kim Kardashian lost like a crap load of followers one day.
Because all of them, they all buy fake followers
they buy
too.
that.
They all do that.
They buy it. They buy views on YouTube. You know, like, what was it? Tekashi 6ix9ine was caught paying for views on YouTube.
So I'm gonna be honest with you, like this is kind of a segue. So I just launched a third company, right? It's called Spotify Search, and it goes with the kind of these same things. So I learned how to. It's basically a Spotify farm. I'm just gonna be honest. These aren't real plays. This is a way you can make money through your streams. Be honestly, like you spend $600, you get $1,100 back to your distributor. So it's a way, honestly, for you to
based on
streams. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Stream. What is it?
Royalties.
Royalties. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all like I've been able to do it since like 2019, and I've been doing it kind of on the low, just kind of testing it and stuff. But I never really wanted to go crazy because I didn't understand the parameters that you could like play in. Like so now I've learned that if you're an independent artist, you're not allowed to have more than 3,000 streams a day on your music.
Oh, really?
Right. So because they know you're not at a mainstream level,
so they know they're probably that you shouldn't be at that.
You shouldn't be garnering more than 3,000 streams a day for a song. So me and my thinking, I was like, you know what? This is some real game I'm about to give to this, like to everybody that watches this. This is like, you know, some real game, and you could come to me for this, and I can help make it happen. But I was thinking, okay, I can do 1 million streams on Spotify for about $1,000. That 1 million streams pays out $3,500. So it's like if I say, give me $1, I'm gonna give you $3.50. Right?
That's good marketing money.
Right? You just
3x.
You do that over and over. So I'm like, okay, I only can do 3,000 streams a day though. So if it's on a song, that only can be 90,000 max per month. So I'm like, what if I had 200 songs though? Right?
Yeah.
So I do personally have about 150, 200 songs out that I produced, but I don't own all the master 100%. I split it with other people. So I was like, how could I get 200 songs a lot faster? So now here's the real kicker. So I was like, if you can create a burner music profile, right? You create a brand new, because on a distributor, you can create an artist account.
Yeah.
So you create a brand new artist account. When you stream a song, you only get paid for the song if it streams for 30 seconds. So the song needs to be at least 30 seconds. So you artists, you can go on YouTube or you can get your own beats, however you get the beats. Y'all know how to get beats. Yeah. So then you go in the studio and then you just say, you got to look at these songs as just digital real estate. You're in the real estate game. Digital real estate, monopoly. You go in the booth and you're just like, play the beat for 35 seconds and you're just like, Just bounce it out.
Yeah.
Now you have that 35 second.
Now you have a song.
Yeah, you have a song. You upload them to your burner music profile. You got 200 songs. Then you come to me, and if I'm giving you 3,000 streams per day on each song.
Per song.
That's 600,000 streams per day. Multiply by 30 days, that's 18 million streams. That's $63,000. So you spend about 18,000, you make 60,000. Now you can use that money to put your real music on Front Street with real marketing and whatnot. The only downside is it takes 90 days for the payout to come.
Oh, so you need a bankroll.
Exactly. So you would need, if you're going to do it at this big level, you would need, let's say,
you need 60K.
50,000 to start. And then you do month 1, month 2, month 3, and then month 4 you get paid out from month 1, and then month 5 you get month 2, and then from there, and nobody ever knows about your burner music or nothing. They just then your lifestyle is actually going to be bigger and better, and you can, you know what I mean. So
well, that's the hard part too, is on social. Like it's like you have to work this fine balance. I mean, maybe not in the music space, but it's like how hard do you flex, because flexing does well on social versus for me like. What is too much where there are clients don't.
I'll tell you.
You know what I mean?
Valuetainment.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
That's what it got to be. You got to give value. This is what I use for my Instagram. Results, value, and lifestyle. You got to show results that you got for people. Of course, I'm going to say how great my agency is, but I can pull up my 200 clients right now. I can show you hundreds of testimonials of people that are like.
That's what I always say. When people, I'm like, when realtors are posting, I'm like, if they're not posted in escrows and solds, they're not doing business. Because everyone posts those.
Exactly.
That's what I told the team. I'm like, you got to post these every week. Like, every time I close something, you got to close something, because you got to show your followers that you're doing something, or you're with people doing something.
Then the second part is the value. Like, we're exchanging value here. Me telling you about different things. It's like, okay, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right? And then the third part is your lifestyle. It's like, if you're selling houses and you like, look broke. It's like,
well, that's why I got the Range Rover.
Right, exactly. That's why I drive an Audi.
So people are like,
so when they see me pull up to a video shoot, it's like, oh, he that is Mitro, the CEO.
Yeah,
he is the boss that he portrays to be. It's not a
I don't
facade.
even like my Range Rover, to be honest. I mean, it's cool, but like, it's whatever. Like, I was embarrassed. Like, my brother got married like 2 months ago maybe, and we came out of the wedding, and it was at a winery, and someone took off and shot a rock through my windshield and cracked it, you know. And I've been like, oh, I gotta get that fixed. Oh, I gotta get that fixed. Oh, I gotta. So finally today,
dirty pair of shoes.
Today, my freaking girl was like, you're gonna go. Like, you're running around today. I got podcasts, whatever. I'm like, you're gonna go get the windshield fixed. Like, just go get it fixed. Like, you have an important we have an event tomorrow we gotta go to. You got a big meeting on Friday. I was like, we can't be rolling up in a cracked windshield.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It set impression.
Yeah, you gotta set the impression. And so then there's that balance of like, what is like, I gotta show hopefully like a $4 million house this weekend. It's like, I can't show up and it's stupid, and people think like, oh, it doesn't matter. It does matter.
Exactly.
It does.
100%.
You know what I mean?
If you don't think it do,
I mean, your car could be dirty. Like, I need to get better at cleaning the car, like washing it. But it can be dirty. But you still gotta have a nice car.
Exactly.
You know, and because that's one thing that, like, you know, it's social proof. Like, social proof is a thing, and that's what social media for me is like, I'm just social proving to you what is currently going on, but then knowing how to play the game where more likes, like even for me, like, even though I tell people my followers are fake, I still probably have 10K, so I have like, you know, 20K fake ones or 30K fake ones. But like, when people see that and they just look really fast, like, oh, dude, this guy has blank amount of, like, it does work.
It does work on a blanket statement. If I look, I know how to instantly.
Oh yeah, you look at the follower.
I know how to look through, and I know what the accounts look like. I know, but
I wonder, is there any way I can clear them out?
You can remove them.
Can I?
You can remove them from following you. It just takes you have to sit there, go through your followers, and click remove.
I've done that, and then it's freaking Instagram like shuts me down.
Yeah, you can't just do it all day. You have to probably do like, you know, 300, 500 a day or something.
Dude, like I really want to get rid of them.
Yeah, before you go to sleep and stuff, just scroll through the middle of them, and you see all them fake ones, just remove. Yeah, your numbers are gonna drop, but it's like it'll help your trust score and stuff. And
I don't even care anymore. You know what I mean? Because I think I'd really want to know if I'm at 10K or not.
Yeah,
because that's like a big thing for me. You know,
that's the milestone. Like my artist, I started growing her page in December. She was at like 1,100, 1,200 followers. She's been on Instagram 8 years, like anybody else. And I was working with her for a year doing music, and then I'm like, all right, it's time to start doing your social. We got the music right. I don't just give people that instant. You really have to qualify for my agency. I don't just give anybody the service because it's not for everybody. Like, you got to have some type of, you got to understand it.
Well, the hard part is, like, I'll have people on the podcast that are in the music, and it's, or people hit me up on the podcast, not on, but they'll hit me up, and then, like, I'll go through their page, and it's like, okay, cool. Not just music, but everything else. And I'm like, cool, but you don't post.
Yeah.
You don't post. You don't have any followers.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to sound like a jerk, but it's like, okay, well, I'm doing this to try to grow my following.
Exactly. So what value are you bringing to the platform?
Exactly. You know what I mean? And, like, that's kind of, like, the hard thing that people don't get. Like, it's also, like, I got to waste an hour. You know, I got to spend an hour with you doing a podcast. My team has to spend another hour or so chopping up the podcast. if you don't even ever post and you have nothing going on social, and
What's
you're not
the
a big
point?
enough name,
What's the point?
What
are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing here?
Exactly.
Like, you just want to be on a podcast.
Yeah, you just want to feel like.
If you can't do the work to deserve to, so I could see what you mean. Like, if you haven't put the work in to get on the podcast where I could see the value that you're going to provide to me and I'm going to provide for you, what's the point of giving it out?
People don't get it. If I'm being honest, it's like, even me coming on here, right? Like, I have 100K, you could say you have 20 or so. I could be on some ego, like, I have more than them, so I don't need their platform. Yeah, I do, because I understand you have branding, so when people see me sit on here, and then a lot of the information I'm talking about, people that I've talked to in my DM that ask me am I a scammer or am I fake, when they see this,
social proof.
When they see this conversation, they're like, he's going on interviews talking about the same thing he talked to me on.
And then you chop it up,
and then
you make it a reel.
And then I'm going to make more sales off of it. So I'm going to make sales. Your business is going to go up. Like, people don't understand the exchange of value. They don't understand that part. And you don't always have to communicate it. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying?
So why do you only charge $197? I always wonder that.
Why?
Like, is it just like an amount where you know?
Is it the 7 you talking about, or is it the low end?
It's just a lower.
How low?
Like, when people hit me up all the time, like, because I get, especially in MySpace, I could give you 1 million followers leads or whatever for like $97 a month. I'm like, I'd rather charge you charge 10 grand. Like, so for you, like, is it just the space that you've tested?
Yeah, it's one, because I'm a musician, I'm a producer, so I talk to a lot of artists and rappers, and they're 22 years old, and it's like, look, this will move you forward and genuinely help you. It's not going to change your whole life in 1 month, but you're going to meet people you would have never met. And if I'm getting your page to touch 100 to 250,000 people every month, minimum 100,000 people, you couldn't do that. People ain't done that in a decade. So if I'm doing that for you in 1 month, the main thing is that people just don't. How do I put it? A lot of my competitors charge 500 to 1,000. I just undercut them. Basically, that's just it, because it's like, there's so many people out there. I don't want people to be feeling like, should I pay this 500 again? No, I'd rather you pay the 197 and not think about it. My goal is to get to 1,000 customers. If I have 1,000 people paying 197, I'm at 200K a month. Minus me paying out affiliates, I'll probably spend 50,000. I'll be at 125, 150K a month. I'll be a millionaire.
And then you said you do it all? Like, you have to log in personally, or do you have?
I have a software, so it takes about 10 minutes to set it up, and then it's just a running thing. It's just a running thing.
And that's every day?
Yeah, it just runs It runs for about 12 hours a day. I have it set to run for 12 hours, and it mimics you getting on and off. So it'll be on for 2 hours, off for 1. So Instagram can't detect that, it's going on. And like I was saying, with my artist, I took her from 1,100, she's at 11K now, and I started in December, so it's been 7 months. You know what I mean? She has people hitting her up for a kid, just hit her up for a graduation show to go out to New Orleans because he likes her music and wants her to perform because she liked this story. He came and saw her page and was like, can you come perform at my graduation party? So we setting up the logistics of that, and he's like going to pay for us to come out there, fly out. So these are the type of opportunities I help people make money. Also with her, it's like, now that she has 10,000 more followers, real people that we know are into female rap music, if I teach her how to extract $200 a year from 5,000 of those people, that's $1 million.
Yeah.
So I'm teaching her, now let's do a photo shoot. Let's get 12 photos, make a calendar. Let's sell the calendar on your website for $50. So all the dudes that think you're so cute and all this stuff, they can buy the calendar, and that's $50,000. You know what I'm saying?
Well, for sure.
Instead of being like, let's hope we get a record deal and hope a big major label comes. Like, I don't subscribe to none of that. I subscribe to, like,
the odds of it, like you said, that's winning the lotto.
Exactly. And
that's winning the lotto.
I'm not gambling with my life.
Well, and it's who knows? I mean, even take take the hard part with music too. It's like always shifting.
Exactly. Every 3 to 5 years. Yeah, it's like totally different.
SoundCloud was a few years ago with Lil Xan and Little Pimp and all those. Now Rumble rap is over. Yeah, those guys are. So unless they took, unless they played the game right and like found other ways to make money off of music, like it's gone. It's already over.
Yeah.
Not too many people last.
The real thing is you gotta have substance. That's why my label is called Timeless Music. Mm-hmm. Like my grandfather, I still hear his music today. My favorite artists of all time, Jay-Z, Kanye West. Like I don't subscribe to like cookie cutter microwave music at all. Even my music is like rap and R&B and like some pop, but I make a lot of like anti-radio high quality anti-radio rap. You know what I mean? Like you hear it and you're like, this sounds really good. And it's like, yeah, it's like, it's not cookie cutter. It's just, it has an edge.
That's the thing too, is like when you start getting in that space, you got to make songs that can go viral everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, also, not necessarily. My thing is
but to be like a Drake. Like Drake makes club bangers because that works.
But he also has a ton of other music. He has a ton of other music where he's very introspective 100%. And very, you know what I mean? So,
but he comes up with that song.
Like, I think it's always about being original and authentic. And Drake has a huge team of writers too.
Yeah.
So he goes in the studio and dudes are in there rapping and writing songs, and he's like, "Oh, I like that one. I like that one." And he goes and re-record it. He's a machine at this point where, you know, coming up, he didn't have all that. But at this point, he has a lot of people he has to take care of. So it's like, you can't afford to just be like, Drake's going to write the hit. Like, no, he has a damn near $1 billion empire he's running now, you know?
But here's the thing. It's like, it's a win-win for everyone. You know, like some people be like, oh, he has ghostwriters or whatever. I mean, who cares? And it's
entertainment.
It's one of those things where that person's getting paid.
Yeah, exactly.
They're happy.
Exactly.
Their song would never be heard if it wasn't for him.
Exactly.
So they're getting paid. He's getting paid. Everyone's getting paid.
Everybody's eating. Everybody's not Drake getting all the money at all. Like, so
it's all, and then his producer's making money, and then you know, there's just too many moving parts to that.
Yeah.
You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me.
That's what I'm trying to build, is like the next, like I'm from the school of like that Diddy, Cash Money Records, Rap-A-Lot Records, where it's independent. You know what I mean? That's why I have these other company things to like support that, where I don't have to like.
You're not just one-sided.
Yeah, I've had major record labels come to me, you know, to put views on their artist videos, like big artists, like platinum artists that are out here.
Well, because if they flop based on numbers, the fear, like that's the other thing. When you get big, you put out an album or you put out a song, or you put out a video, and the numbers aren't looking right.
People start, your perception changes.
Your perception all of a sudden goes
down. So
down.
it's like you have the major labels using the bots to keep their artists looking hot. You have the independent artists using the bots to get signed, and then the fans are just in the middle and have no clue what's going on. They just think they just found some artist and it just showed up, and it's like, no, it's all manipulated. It's all, and then they don't believe you when you tell them. They're like, oh, he's just talking, and it's like, I do it. Like, I'm one of the guys that do it. So it's like, I'm telling you, this is stuff that used to not be talked about. I've been doing this since 2015, starting my agency in 2017. Or just even
like auto text calls or slide voicemails, like ring once straight voicemail. Like if you don't know that's auto now, like come on.
And then like, I think too, we have to be more clever with marketing these days too, because when you see, we don't watch commercials on TV.
No.
They wasting their money. Like, and then if you, even on Instagram, you see an ad and you see the blue bar there, you instantly be like, they're selling me something.
Yeah.
That's why with my company, what it does is so subtle and micro marketing that it doesn't feel like marketing. It feels like, oh, I just stumbled upon you. I ask people, a lot of time when I get on phone calls, I have like 5 to 10 calls a day with clients or potential clients, prospects, right? And I'm like, how'd you find my page? A lot of times they're like, I don't even remember. Like, I don't know. Sometimes they'll tell me, oh, you like my story if it was like recent, like within a day or so. But if it's 3 days past and I'm talking to them, they have no idea how they got in contact with me. They're just following my page, and now they're wrapped up in my world. Well, this is like the call I took
before I came in. Like, I don't even know how to. I
assume
it's Google.
I can hear you a little bit. I was like, that sounds like.
I'm like, dude. I'm like, okay. How do I filter really quickly on who this person is, how they find me, whatever.
Exactly.
And then luckily I have like at least online numbers, so at least I know when that line comes in, I know who it is. Like it's an online lead calling, but like, you know, it's there's so many like
avenues people can reach you.
Dude, it's so hard now, man. It's tough, dude.
It's a good problem to have, though. I feel like we like in the golden era right now of like digital marketing and social media, because so many people are winning and like getting to it and making a ton of money, but it's still only like 2 or 3% of people, and the other 97 are like, they're scamming. And it's like, no, we're telling you the truth of what we're doing. Humans naturally want to see other humans do well. Like, I'm gonna get a little deep, I guess you
Go
could
for
say,
it.
but like the job of a single cell organism is to pass information, right? That's it. A single cell organism, all they do is pass information. We're made up of billions, trillions of cells. So all we do as human beings is pass information to each other. We're trying to figure out the world that we just landed on and trying to figure out how do we get through these trials and tribulations and stuff. So when people figure it out, you naturally want to share it with other humans because we all want to live in this utopia world. We don't want to see people starving or homeless or any of those things. I think innately, like deep and down inside. So when people share, I think we have so much marketing and negative stuff in the world that people think what does he want out of this? Or why is he telling me this? What's the catch? And it's like, there is no catch all the time. Like sometimes people just want to see other people do well. Like I learned that human beings learned how to write, learned the function of writing to pass information into the future. Think of how brilliant of a concept that is to be like, if I know this information here and I'm going to create a language so I could pass it on so my grandson can read it. You know what I mean? Or my whoever else around the world. And you have all these books about happiness and wealth and friendship and all this stuff, and people don't read.
Yeah.
Like they'll read when they go to jail or prison or something because they ain't got nothing else to do. And then they're like, man, I read this book, did it? And I'm like, I have a library at home of 90 books. So I have Atomic Habits. I have Think and Grow Rich, Outwitting the Devil, How to Win Friends and Influence People, The Compound Effect, 10X by Grant Cardone. It's just so many things, and it's like these people are giving you the information, and we live in the information age now, and people are so distracted by like
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram or social media, right? And looking at food that they like or twerking or whatever it is, like, you know what I'm saying? Just different things that
it's
distract
almost
you.
Information's too easy to get now. So now you have this whole. It can't be that simple.
It's like static almost.
Like it can't be that simple.
Yeah.
Like I tell people all the time, they're like, "What is it?" And I'm like, it's basically just doing the same thing every day."
Yeah, it's tedious.
And they're like, "What do you mean?" Like I was having a call right before you came in here, and it's like, you don't hang out with like us. They're not in a good place right now. I said, "This is it." I said, "You don't hang out with the right people."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Anyone you hang out with isn't going anywhere. There's no opportunities coming up in that group of people you hang out with, and then you're upset that your life has no new opportunities coming up." It's like, well, you're around no opportunities. You just think it's gonna magically
just show up.
Like,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, okay, like you're not doing this, you're not doing this, you're not sacrifice. I'm like, what do you sacrifice right now? Are you picking this over fun time? No,
Exactly.
you go pick fun time.
Exactly.
I'm
So
like,
you're giving up this.
You're giving up a good life to go have fun for the weekend, and then you're hanging out with people. Like, I'm not saying you should never go have fun, but the people you hang out with, when you hang out with bigger circles, then while you're hanging out, opportunities come up, and then you're like, oh crap, XYZ's happening. Well, yeah, I was with so and so last week. He needed something. I helped him with that. Then he connected me with
That's a key part right there.
You know,
don't overlook that.
Yeah,
they needed something.
I helped
them with that.
Then they connected me.
You have to add value to your circle of people that you're around.
And that's why you're in those rooms where there's no opportunity because you're not helping anyone out.
Exactly. Like people. Like it was a quote that I read that really changed my like perspective on like making money and everything and just my life. It said dollar bills are thank you notes for providing value.
Yeah.
And when I thought about that, I was like, dollar bills are thank you notes. Like somebody's telling you thank you for the value you provided. So I just was like, if I just go provide more value and help more people solve their problems, they're going to tell me thanks by
giving you money,
paying me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's why we started the podcast. This is the whole reason. We started going with clients. We had a podcast called Cool Places with Cool People. Would go on location, small businesses, restaurants, whatever. Then COVID hit. And then during COVID, I had a lot of friends that had businesses that didn't know how to digital market. They couldn't do content. So I said, hey, why don't you come to the office? We can do some things, right? And then I started going and meeting clients or going to networking events, and I just got tired of being like, oh, I'm a real estate agent. I'm a real estate agent. Like, cool, I'm at a networking event. You're a real estate agent. I'm a real estate agent. We do basically the same thing. So how do I stand out versus you? So now when I go to networking events, it's like, hey, listen, I have a podcast. I'd love to have you on to support your business. I don't even tell them in real estate. Then we get on here, then we chit-chat, whatever. And so that's what it was like. Okay, how do we provide value more than everyone else? And so it's like, cool, you own a small business? Awesome. I'll put you on my podcast. I'll help you promote your business, and I'll sell your house. How's that sound?
Exactly.
Like, you're going to pay someone anyone to sell your house, and you're getting the other things for free. Why don't you just pay me, and I'll do both for you?
Exactly.
Or you're going to have to pay for the marketing, and you're going to have to pay to sell your house.
Exactly. So, yeah, you get it 100%. You know what I mean?
But this was, this room's $10,000, $5,000, whatever it is, plus the team, plus, it's sacrifice. It's like, you know what I mean?
And you got to build it and build the momentum.
And do it every week. And yeah.
How long have you had it?
I've had this, so I've been doing podcasts since 2020, consistently. My goal is to do 104 this year. Business got really busy. I'm hoping to, I mean, it sucks, but I'm hoping to do over 52. Like, I'll do more than one a week.
Yeah.
Like today I had 2. You were my second, and then next week I have 3. So we'll probably drop 1 every week because I do want to do 52 at least. Because I'm also shooting 52 news videos a week. For buyers, sellers, I shoot 52 videos a week, I shoot 1 video a week for realtors, like giving them tips and things like that. So I'm putting out like 7 pieces of content, value content every single week. So it gets overwhelmed. Plus real estate, plus have a life, plus whatever.
You have any kids?
I have 3 step-kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 15, 12, and 11.
Oh, okay. So my sons are 17 and the other one will be 12 later
17?
Yeah.
Dang, bro.
I'm about to be 40.
Yeah. I'm 36. Holy crap, dude.
I mean, yeah, it's about the same. Yeah, me and my wife, we've been together 20 years, so since we were 19 to 16, so yeah, she's been along for the whole ride. You know what I mean? Now it's like kind of easy. Like my son shoots the music videos for my record label.
Oh, nice.
Because he wants to be into videography and he wants to be like Jordan Peele and make movies and do Marvel movies and stuff. So he's like learning. He just did a shop, like a clothing line shoot for this big Latin artist named Cheeky.
Sure. I
don't know if you heard of her.
Nah.
Yeah, she's like, he showed me her Instagram. She had like 5 million followers and stuff. And like she reposted the clip. Like my son's just in his room making it. And I'm like, dang, this is crazy. Like he's been messing with the camera for like, since he was like 12, 13. So he's about 4 or 5 years in. So
it's funny, like Adrian, my videographer, like he'll do rap videos, Like we've been in the gym sometimes and we were shooting some stuff in the gym and someone's like, hey, can you do a rap video for me? He's like, yeah, sure. And then like he'll come on Monday and be like, yo, I did that rap video. I was like, where was it? He's like, we were at a gas station in Hemet, we just shot it, whatever.
Yeah.
But like the funny thing is like rap, like you can get them for pretty cheap.
Yeah.
You can get someone to shoot a rap video for like less than $500.
For sure, like $250.
Yeah.
Like, for sure, like easily.
And it's not the best. It's not, it's not Will Smith Miami back in the day, but it gets the job done.
The music isn't making that type of money at the same time too, so that's why you have to have these knowing how to be a content creator. That's why I be telling all my artists and stuff, they all are learning a lot more entrepreneur side, because once I kind of learned the digital marketing side of like sales funnels and things like that and like capture pages, I was like, man, if artists, rappers and stuff use this type of technology, like the text messaging, SMS stuff, they would make way more money than trying to be like, let me go get a record deal. But so many artists just don't.
Well, even like that event you were talking about in New Orleans, like that's probably a decent little check.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure.
And it's like all it was a DM, hey, come over, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I mean, nothing against, especially nowadays, like with OnlyFans, like. I mean, you don't have to go what people think OnlyFans is, but
not at all. I just made an OnlyFans.
Did you?
And I create content about like financial information and like how to make money online. So it's like I'm giving all my secrets and how I.
And it's an easy way to build a platform where people just pay monthly videos,
monthly subscription.
And I hate when people are like, "Oh, I don't want to pay." Like I have people that are like, "Oh, I don't want to pay for coaching or whatever," and I'm like, "Okay." So you just want this person who spent probably the last 10 to 15 years learning this trade just to give it to you for free?
Give it to you, and then you're not going to value it at all.
No, you're
just going to be like, oh, okay. Like,
but it's like they have the right to make, like, this is something that you would like to know how to do, but then it's, okay, it's $5,000. Okay, well, you're going to get that forever. Like, just spend the $5,000.
I just taught my wife how to, 2 months she's been doing it. She just created a brand new YouTube channel because I was like, I figured out YouTube finally. And I was like, I wanted to check off YouTube. That's one of the hardest checks to get. But if you get that one, you got motion. So she's been 2 months now. She's been posting shorts every day, like 5 to 10 shorts a day. Her channel's at 3.5K subscribers.
Nice.
And she's garnered 1.8 million views.
Nice.
So it'll be monetized when she hits 3 million. And she spends like 30 minutes a day doing it. Like,
dude, YouTube's tough.
And I just showed her like the stuff I know. Like, here's just another gem. It's like, I'll just put it like this. You can repurpose content. Because people don't know that YouTube is paying for shorts now. It started paying in February. So a lot of people aren't creating content for it. You can take videos off YouTube and have AI repurpose them, like cut them up, and then repost that content on YouTube, and YouTube sees it as brand new content. So my wife would just take like celebrity gossip content and like Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
And then
cut it.
Post it. She's got videos she posted 2 weeks ago with 500,000 views on it.
That's crazy, dude.
And like people have no idea, and I'm like, damn, in 6 months this channel's gonna be making like $10,000.
But it's every day.
Like you have to be consistent. Like it's tedious, it's boring as fuck. We'll be sitting there talking. She'll be doing it.
It's boring.
You know what I mean? But making money is boring. Like people think getting rich and making a lot of money is like it's so exciting.
No,
I talk to 10 people a day, have to say the same information, send them my website, 50 DMs a day, sending people to the website because they think they just came across my page and it's random.
Dude.
It's so repetitive and stuff. And then the only good part is when that invoice is paid, you're like, ooh, that's the part where you're like, ooh. And I know you're in real estate, so it's even bigger numbers. You'd be like, oh.
Well, that's the thing, like, you know, and then we do development, so we're not just on one, so we're like 30 house projects, you know?
Okay.
So, like, for us, it's like, the only problem, it's like a year out before we even see a dime, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, all right, like, okay, this is $150,000, this is $200,000 or whatever. Like, okay. So then it sucks when you get like that $5,000 check or whatever. You're like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah, it's like whatever.
But the thing is, it's like the bigger you get, then the staff, like I have to have multiple employees and da-da-da. So then not all those. So while we're in that dwell of when the next project's coming, it's like, okay, well, now we got to go hustle and go get normal clients to feed the business while we're going.
Yeah.
And then, you know, there's just so many moving parts, and then the
For
podcast,
sure.
and then, you know, like, then people hit me up like, oh, can you help me with my media, this, and I'm like, dude, that's not really like my job.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
Like,
it's like
I'm doing my own. Like, I'm barely trying to get my own
I really
stuff.
keep up with my own stuff.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, it's tough, dude. It's a full-time gig.
And can't nobody like give you this. Like, didn't nobody give me my agency
It's
and give
tough,
me
man.
my any of this stuff.
Well,
it's
and,
like
and then
started
you have to be the one on camera. Like I tell people all the time, like, even though I have fake followers, like I've posted 3,700 times on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, it isn't like I posted 10,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Or
you
100.
gotta be consistent.
3,700. Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of posts. And they're
sure.
not just like, you know, it's like
Yeah.
a video and what am I going to talk about? And
You have to figure out what you're gonna talk
break
about.
it down.
Do a take, mess up.
Yeah,
do
mess
another
up.
one. You know what
then
I mean?
the team edit it. And now, frick, man, like, I remember when I first started, like, 16 was when I first started. But, like, back then you could post whatever, right? Now it's like, you got to have words on the screen. And then you got to do this. It's like, dang,
You gotta compete.
Can
like,
we just... Can I just go back to the days where I just like could just shoot it and go? Now
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you gotta have the words on, then you have emojis, then you gotta have B-roll, and then you gotta know how to enter.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta know how to enter the video. Like, hey, are you someone that da-da-da-da? Like, you got 3 seconds to hook them in, and then you gotta have a good thumbnail that draws people.
It's gonna keep getting like that. This is gonna keep getting worse and worse and stuff. But I mean, more weapons and tools are out there to make it happen. You know what I mean? More AI stuff. So people feel like AI is gonna take our jobs. Like, no, it just makes things a lot easier.
The
if you
thing
know how
is,
to use it.
I tell people all the time. I go type in easy questions to chat GPT. Cool. They'll answer the easy questions. All right, now go ask its opinion. Doesn't have one. Like, that's what I try to tell you. Nowadays, it's gonna be, what is your expert opinion on things?
Yeah.
And the only way you're gonna know that is by experience. Like, right now, if you type in, like, I have to speak, and one of the things I always speak about, I go like, if you can make a post, and then someone else makes a post, but you can't tell who has more experience, the post doesn't count.
Mm-hmm.
So if I make a real estate post and you Google it and you can make the same post, you make it, I make it, that doesn't count as a post to me, because if someone watches mine and watches yours, I have 200 million sold, you have 0 sold.
Yeah.
There's no difference.
Yeah.
But if I make a video like, hey, currently right now we're getting a lot of showings, but we're only getting like 1 or 2 offers. So yeah, the market seems hot, but we really don't have that many offers coming in. So yes, it looks like a seller's market, but we're really kind of leaning towards a neutral market, XYZ, whatever.
Exactly.
You can't make that video because you don't know that.
I don't know that.
You don't know that information.
Just like I'll start talking about the trust score with Instagram. It's like those are things a lot of people have that ain't Googleable information. You got to be tapped in with people and just in that space to know. So 100%.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes back to social media. Is like they want you to stay on that platform as long as possible.
Exactly.
So you got to know the skits always are going to work.
Yeah.
Skits are going to work. They're funny. People, right?
Viral content is this: funny, shocking, anger,
sexy.
Yeah, it's 5. I can't think off the top of my head of the other ones. The content has to make people these type of emotions. You want to make them laugh, make them angry, make them cry, shock them, or it needs to be amazing.
Yeah.
It needs to put them in awe. I mean, sexy is amazing, right?
Yeah.
Women are amazing looking, right? So if your content has as many of those elements as possible, even if it pisses somebody off, they're gonna share it to somebody like, look at this.
Share it and then they comment, then another comment,
exactly.
and then another. That's why the stuff like always continues to stay in front of you, man. That's why but it's the same crap that Fox News does, CNN does. They show you the worst stories to piss people off. You know what I mean? It's the same game, but just on their phone. It's all. It's no different.
Yeah.
It's no different. It's just how everyone can do it.
It amazes me how many people don't do it still. It's like we've been on social media since MySpace, our generation.
Yeah.
We've been liking photos and friend requesting and commenting for 20 years. You still haven't figured out how to make money off this stuff. It's crazy to me that people are
and if you're not making money off of it, like, why be on the platform? Honestly.
You don't want to make money from it? You don't want to learn? It's like,
but then like, what are you doing? So you can post pool partying at your family's house, and then you're like 7 people like it. Like, I wouldn't even want to take the time to make the reel to post it if that was all I was doing.
Exactly. Like, yeah.
I don't. That's the only thing I don't process.
Yeah,
about.
And when I try to explain it to people too, they just, I don't know, they don't get it.
Or I only spend 30. Like I try to spend my, you know how like every Sunday it tells you like your hours. I try to spend at least only less than 1 hour a week on Instagram. And people are like, how do you post? I'm like, I pay people to post that stuff. I go on, I look, I get off. Like, that's it. I don't go on there. I don't freaking scroll. No.
Mine are ridiculous because there'd be so many leads coming through. And people messaging me and asking questions. And I'm like, did you check out my website and my bio? Oh, no, I didn't look at that. Why?
You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me.
Just take the 30 seconds.
Yeah, like you didn't look at none of my content. You see these videos of me talking about the same thing. It's like
100%.
If you're on Instagram, if you're not talking to me about my music or we're not talking about my agency, I'm not really talking to people. Like, because those are things that I'm trying to go make $100 million with. And I know there's 2.8 billion people on Instagram that are looking to grow their page. I know how to do it. I need them to know of me so that they can pay me so I can go live out my dreams and make my goals happen and affect the world in a better place, right? That's the whole thing. So I'll be kind of looking at people like, help me help you.
100%.
Like, yes, you have to give me your password. Yes, I won't hack your page. Yes, you have to give me your password. You have 682 followers. What are you going to do? Keep doing the same thing you've been doing?
The other thing is, too, is like, if someone really wanted to hack your account,
I'm not going to make a website and like talk to you on the phone about it and do all that. Like, I don't have their email access to change your password. I don't want your followers anyway. What am I going to do? Put them on my page? Like,
well, the worst part about social too is when someone does hack your account, it's so hard. It's so frustrating.
I've helped so many people get their pages back because they've clicked on a stupid link that somebody sent them in an email. And I'm like, bro, you didn't see... I'll tell them, look at the email. It says Instagram. No, click the little arrow next to it. What email? Oh, it says blah, 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 blah. Yeah, they got you.
Listen, they're never going to send you that email.
Yeah, Instagram's never going to send you no email talking about log in here and da-da-da-da. It's just like, it's 2023 and people still falling for it. And then I'm here just being completely transparent like, hey, I can help you. Yes, this is a service. Just like you about to buy a Gucci belt, right? This is something that's going to help you out in your career. And they're just like, well, and I'll be like, that's the hard part where I don't deal so much with the music and I'll start dealing more with entrepreneurs and small business owners because they understand investing into your business. Like, it's not like an argument of like, oh, well, just shout me out on your page. And it's like, that nobody's going to follow you if I shout you out. Yeah. Because you have one post on your page. Those type of people that have less than 3 posts on their page, I don't even talk to them. Because it's like, I can bring people to your page. And
you're not going to keep them.
And for one, they're not going to follow you. Because they're going to come look at your page and go, okay, this person liked my story. Who's this? See you got 2 posts and be like, okay. And then leave. My page has so much going on. They're like, who is this dude? They see a picture of me with Dr. Dre. They see I got 100K. They see me with a blue check. They see I own other companies. It says in my bio, I've helped over 500 people grow and monetize Instagram. It's so many things. They see cool cars and lifestyle. So it's like, man, this dude's doing something here. Like, you know what I mean? So they're compelled to be like, okay, I want to follow him. So then
because then they want to be like you.
Yeah, then they turn into the leads and stuff. So it's like, hey, I'm showing you how I got to all of this.
Yeah.
And then they're like, but I got to pay for it. It's
100%.
like you said, it's like, no, I'm just going to do it all for free.
I'm going to do it for free.
Yeah, I'm just here to grow your Instagram.
I'm doing this for free. This is my nonprofit, a charity event. I'm like, last time I checked, my landlord wants paid.
Exactly.
He's not doing it for free.
Exactly. So
what's the best way to people get a hold of you, man?
Obviously my Instagram.
Yeah.
It will be Metro, the CEO, MEETRO, the CEO.
And then just straight DM is the best way to go?
Yeah.
Or website?
Yeah.
Do you have a contact website? Like on your website, best?
Yeah, but people usually don't ever just go to my website and sign up because they be confused on what's going on. They usually have to have a call with me so that they understand how it works. Because like I was saying, if I can bring a bunch of people to your page and if you don't have good content, it's not gonna work. So I kind of gotta.
It's like multiple levels.
Yeah, I gotta consult kind of within that a little bit. So people have all my clients have my direct number. They call me, hey, I'm promoting my single this month. Let's change the DM to say this, and it's like we're fishing together at a lake. So I'm literally like, all right, are you getting these type of people that you want? Are you having DM conversations? Is it turning into money? If not, all right, let's change the targeting. Let's change this. Let's try this. So
what do I was gonna ask this question before, but like, what is the number you feel like people need to spend on advertisement to get a good distance? Like when people are like, oh, I want to only spend $5 a day. I'm like, well, you're not.
I mean, minimum, that is the bare minimum you should be spending. Like that's the starting point, $5 a day. Don't spend $10 and stretch it over a week. Like, no. $5 a day. And since most people do $5 a day, you probably should do 6 or 7 just so you can beat them out.
Yeah.
You can beat them out because Facebook, Instagram is just looking at bids basically.
Well, that's what I told someone the other day. I'm like, listen, if someone in your space is spending more money than you, who are they going to give the business to?
Exactly.
The person who's spending more money. They want to keep that person happy.
Yeah.
It's just all it is.
So
whoever spends the most, it's like I would tell them, you sell real houses, yes. Whoever offers the most for that house is going to get the house, correct? Whoever spends the most in marketing, that's the one good thing about the IE, is especially in our space, like still kind of like a little old, right? Like no one believes any of this stuff yet.
Yeah.
But like, so none of those people are spending money. Like,
yeah. Exactly.
So you spend you $5 a day, like you're ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, you're ahead of a bunch of people and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why it's like people don't even understand what I be talking about. They're like, and I'm like, all of you guys need this. They're, oh no, I'm okay. We're good on our Instagram. I'm like, no, you're not. You have a business.
Yeah.
Like you have 2,000 followers and you're trying to sell this. You have no traffic coming to your page. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? No. If you're trying to make a sell on the internet, you need 3 steps: visibility, connection, and then an offer. My job is I'm gonna make you visible to real people that are in your target space, that are looking for what you do. All the time people are like, man, I've been looking for somebody like you. I'm like, I know. That's why I targeted
That's
you.
why I'm trying to get in front of you.
And that's why I got in front of you. So I knew you would see it and go, man, I need to pay for this problem to get solved. You know what I mean? The next part is building the connection. A lot of people try to just go from visibility to offer. You gotta build trust. Yeah. You're not Nike or Apple. They don't trust you.
Well, they've already trusted those brands.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They've been there for a long time, so we know we can just buy the Nikes and they're not going to bust.
And people trust corporations, which they totally should not.
Yeah, more than they trust the regular person.
Oh my God, dude. Like I always tell people all the time, like when someone walks into an open house, you won't give me your information, but you'll go on Zillow and then give them your information. They'll sell it to someone you don't even know and then run ads to you.
Exactly.
But you don't want to trust me, but you'll trust them.
Exactly. Makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
Plugged into the matrix.
Yeah.
And then the third thing is just your offer. Just having a great offer. Like my agency, I have a 5-day trial that's only $20. So if you're skeptical, spend the $20. You're going to see it and be blown away. You're going to get more traction you've ever got. And then from there, you sign up for the monthly. You know what I mean? Like I said, I want my service to be cheap. Where
Do you have to lock into a contract, or is it month to month?
No, it's month to month.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just a paid subscription. So whatever your payment date, it just registers again. And then if it doesn't go through, I'll just hit stop. And then your traffic stops instantly within 24 hours. And then you're going to be feeling like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, because you can feel it. Like, you notice the difference. If your page is interacting with thousands of people.
I definitely think the auto text when someone follows you is the most important.
Yeah, like an automatic DM message that goes out. We send outbound DMs. I comment on people's pages, like people's posts, view their stories, like people's stories. So it'd be so many things happening from your page that people be literally like 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, like, hey, can you slow it down a little bit? Like, it's like a lot of DMs. I'm like, that's what you wanted. At first you asked me, is it going to work? Now you're like, hold on, it's working too much.
Like when I go to sell someone's house, whoa, this is way too fast. Okay, if it was 2-3 weeks from now, you'd be like, why is my house not sold yet? So which one do you want?
Yeah.
7 days? Like, what's a comfortable time for you? I'll call you back in 3 days with the offer I already have if that slows it down a little bit.
For sure.
You know, so awesome, man. Awesome. Well, go make sure you guys go follow him. If you need service, definitely hit him up. I will say this. It's always what I will say about this, because I've got a lot of people, I've gone to things, I've heard people take. If someone can actually tell you something like he has today that's not just ClickFunnels or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, the more you talk to someone, the more they can give information, the more real they are.
Yeah.
If you can't get past 5-minute convo with someone and they're already running out of stuff to tell you, they don't know what they're talking about.
Exactly. Like, I've given like 5% of what I know here.
Exactly.
I've given surface level stuff so people know, like, you deal with me, you're a music artist, entrepreneur. I have ways, and a team as well of other partners that
100%.
do super dope stuff: website building, Facebook marketing, Google SEO.
That's the hard part. It's just so much stuff.
Yeah, and you can't do it all. So you got to have other people. Do it all. And I met a lot of these people because of my agency, because I target other entrepreneurs that are in the space. So when they meet me, some people I was bringing on as a client, and then I'm like, I don't even want you to be a client. We need to partner.
Yeah.
Like, because you're way more valuable than $200 a month. Like, let's work together. Can we
figure something out?
Yeah. And then those relationships are built to craziness. So, you know, they say your network determines your net worth. So the people you know determine.
Dude, I'll tell you this. Some of the biggest deals I've ever had is just by luck.
Yeah.
Getting in a room with the right person on accident sometimes, but then being able to offer them something that they need help with.
Exactly.
That's it, man.
Exactly.
Thanks, man. Make sure you go follow him, and subscribe if you are not subscribed. Until next time, guys. Peace.